of great uplifting content designed to grow your faith. Find us now and download the app on either Apple or Android devices. It's the difference maker in your daily walk. ChristianRadio.com.
Staff, management, or ownership of this station. It's time to get on the right path with Right Path Real Estate Radio with Tom Perry. Get the answer to your question that's keeping you from taking action and succeeding today. Get ready. The guy that will put your fears behind you is on the air now. Taking calls at 713-785-1817. Toll free 877-881-0271. Now here's your host, Tom Perry.
Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817 is our call-in number. Right Path Real Estate wants to give you practical real estate investing information. What we know is in real estate investing, you're in business for yourself but not by yourself. So this is Build Your Team Tuesday. Want to welcome Benchmark Insurance into the house. Welcome. How are you doing this morning?
Thank you for having us, Tom.
Good. Excellent. So we were talking about, there's lots of different insurance companies that you can get homeowners insurance. Right. And one of the things that we really teach in our business model is it's all about relationship. You get more done with relationship. I recently bought a house in Point Comfort, which is right across from Port Lavaca. And, I really didn't want to buy the house, but I was negotiating to get the house. And I always realize that I'm at the right number when I really don't care if they take the deal or they don't, right? So it's like if they took it, okay, fine, because that's going to create one set of headaches. And if they don't take it, okay, fine, then I've saved a bunch of headaches. So I offered $9,000 for this house. But one of the things that went into the factor of that price was I don't have any relationships down in Point Comfort. I don't know a cleaning company. I don't know, an AC company. I don't know a glass. And it's 2 hours from here, so I'm not going to send my glass guy down there. And what I realize is, I've got a flooring guy here. I've got an air conditioner. I've got a general contractor. I've got it's all those. I've got all those relationships in place. Right. Where right now I pick up the phone, call a guy, hey, I need this done, boom, 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 it's done, right? But down there, I'm having to establish. And I also recognize that, a flooring guy here is pretty busy. How much business can a flooring guy have down there, right? Right. And so overhead is pretty much, office space is office space, warehouse space is warehouse space, right? So they've got their overhead burden is higher down there on if you were to spread it out among the volume that they do. So their prices are probably higher. But what am I going to do? I don't have the relationships. So business is relationships, right? I gave this analogy one time, in fact, this last Thursday at Base Camp. I was talking about that, we were up in Dallas for the Gillies event. Y'all support the Gillies event also. And I gave a tip at the beginning. I gave a $40 tip at a pizza place. Put down my Amex card, put a $40 tip, and I knew I was going to get great service that way. When I look at it, the overall bill was about $80, and I tipped $40 up front. Can you imagine? We got pretty good service, right? Why take a chance on service? I was establishing a good relationship right off the bat. We've got a great relationship with Benchmark. We go back and forth. Right. I find that sometimes people, when they're only shopping based on price, they don't understand all the things that go into the price. I come from an insurance background, so I recognize that, one company can have the lowest price today, not going to have the lowest price 6 months from now. You've got to build a relationship with an agency that understands the type of business that you have and what you're going to have, right? Correct. So let's talk a little bit about flood insurance. We talked about that before we started the show. You've got private flood and you've got federal flood insurance. Tell me a little bit about what are the differences there?
Well, you have FEMA, which is a government-funded policy.
Correct. Federal Emergency Management Agency, I think is it. Yeah, okay.
Exactly, and they're very, very tough to deal with.
Yeah.
They try to pay as little as they can on claims.
Of course.
Find any reason to deny you.
Saving the taxpayer money, right?
Exactly.
Allegedly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they tell you that's your only option.
Sure, right.
Upon recently, these companies have been coming out of the woodworks and saying, hey, we'll start taking on flood as a private flood.
Now, flood used to be covered in a general homeowner's policy, right? So why did homeowners –
Allison.
Hurricane Allison.
Was it Tropical Storm Allison?
So, okay. So
2001.
Tropical Storm Allison came in. And prior to that, everybody had flood insurance on their home.
Everybody had flood on their home policy, and they lost billions of dollars.
Yeah.
And they decided, hey, you know what? And that's what happens. A disaster happens, and they say, you know what, let's take this off our policy.
Sure,
let's
right.
Take, let's increase wind and hail. And they try to structure the policy.
So how come instead of going to the federal government, they didn't just go to the reinsurance market, for example, and say, hey, we want to reinsure excess losses, things like that?
Well, their meteorologists show that in the next 10, 15, 20 years, they're not going to be profitable here in Texas. So they just decide, hey, let's back out.
No way to do it profitably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So private flood, it's another option. They're a lot more lenient. There's more coverage involved, and it's just so much easier.
When you say there's more coverage, okay, so you piqued my ear there. So FEMA's got what coverage as a standard?
Actual cash value.
Okay.
Per se, and you can get replacement cost coverage with private flood.
So now you just talk technical terms, and I understand the lingo, but there's probably some brand new people on the radio show. When you're talking about actual cash value versus replacement cost, what do you mean?
Actual cash value is a depreciated value.
Okay. So if I get a roof, I pay $10,000 for my roof, but I did it 20 years ago.
Now,
the roof is not still worth $10,000. I've used up.
Depreciate 2.5% for every year that roof was in existence.
So in other words, I've really lost 2/3 of the value of the roof.
Exactly.
So I've lost $6,700 just in that. I should be replacing it in another 10 years anyway. I've only got a $3,000 worth of life left on the roof.
Exactly.
So with actual cash value, they're going to pay me $3,000 minus my deductible. With replacement costs, they're going to say, "Hey, you're not going to be able to spend $3,000 and get your roof replaced.
Exactly.
You're going to be out of pocket $10,000, so we're going to cover how much you're out of pocket.
Correct.
Minus your deductible.
Correct.
Okay, so that's an important. So obviously, replacement cost is going to be more expensive.
Definitely.
Okay, so now do you have the choice of replacement cost versus actual cash value on private flood? But you don't have that option on.
You do not have.
It's always
actual cash value.
Okay, got it. Which also means that because it covers your belongings, for example, right?
Contents.
You have that on private as well.
You have contents as well.
Okay,
Correct.
so I can so in a nutshell, if I'm going to rephrase what you're telling me, is if I go with the FEMA route, I've got a standard policy. All the policies look the same. It's always going to be an actual cash value. I don't have the possibility. I can get it's always going to include content coverage, right?
That is correct.
But if I go private insurance, because I'm an investor, I may not have any contents in the house.
Right.
Or if I'm either a flipper or I'm a landlord.
Right.
And in either of those cases, the contents are not really my concern, right?
That is correct.
So like my hot water heater, that's not considered contents. That's considered
attached structure.
Attached structure. Okay, so I can really design the plan on private insurance to fit exactly my needs. So how do I get more information? 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or you can go to insureinvestors.com. That's INSURE. It's not insure like the beverage. It's insure with an I.
With an I.
Yeah, insureinvestors with an I.com. Benchmark Insurance. Okay, so beyond the flood insurance, what else should I be looking out for as an investor?
With the flood insurance, with private flood, you will not need an elevation certificate like you will with FEMA.
Now, why is that?
They just don't require it.
Okay.
You can.
All elevations are underwritten the same.
Correct. Well,
Okay.
it's now the rate is a little bit higher.
Okay, got it.
Okay, but it keeps you from having to spend $500 to get a survey on a property.
Right.
And we know what the rate is. It's about $1 rate.
Okay.
$50,000 in coverage is going to cost you about $500.
So $50,000 in coverage,
which is more than enough for baseboards, sheetrock,
right.
flooring.
So anything 4 foot and below,
Correct.
$50,000 is going to cover almost everything. So you
Correct.
throw $50,000 of coverage on a policy. Now with FEMA, I have to pay that entire policy up front for the entire year.
That is correct.
Is it the same with this
You
flood?
will have to pay it in full with private flood as well.
Is it so let's say I've got a flip house. I know I'm going to be selling in the next 6 months, but I know I'm in hurricane season.
Prorated.
It's prorated.
Correct.
Now, do I have the 30-day wait or?
Good question. No 30-day wait.
No 30-day wait, but if there's a named storm in there, so don't wait till a storm gets named out in the Gulf. Can't add it then, right?
I had a couple customers that signed up their policy 2 days before the hurricane hit.
No way.
And they covered them over $50,000.
Wow.
Yeah, and I can get reference on that if needed.
No,
so.
that's your word's bond, right?
Yeah.
So wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it was you got lucky, but in certain cases you have those options. FEMA is not the end all be all.
Yeah, right.
Another thing to look out for, deductibles. Make sure you check your wind and hail deductibles, especially during hurricane season.
Right.
Know your policy. Know what's to come. We will have some hailstorms coming in the next few months.
Yeah. Getting some new roofs.
Getting some new roofs.
Right.
There's going to be some construction work to go around.
Yeah,
but,
right.
Just make sure your deductibles are low enough to file the claim. Don't just file the claim.
Right.
Assess the claim first. if you do file the claim and find out you didn't have enough, your
Right.
rate's going to go up anyway.
Right.
So make sure you have enough damage to file that claim.
Correct.
You can find more information on our website. We have a concierge claim service where we assess the claim, we take
And
pictures.
all of that's through the 281-569-4353, correct?
That is correct.
All right.
That is correct. And just kind of guide those clients to filing the right claims.
Right.
$2,000 and $3,000 claims, we really don't advise you filing.
Right. Be out of pocket for that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Think like an investor.
Think like an investor.
Yeah. I've always looked at insurance and understand and try to explain it to people that don't understand insurance. People think, I've got insurance, now I want to use it because I'm
Right.
paying money in, I need to get money out.
Right.
That's not the way insurance works.
No.
Think of it like, it's really when the community
Savings
used to get
account.
Yeah, it's when the community used to get together. If one person's barn got, burned down, everybody would get together and rebuild the barn. I mean,
Right.
you don't want to put a burden on the rest of the community unnecessarily. If you're that guy that said, "Oh man, I just need a new barn," and if Mr. Rogers burned his barn down and everybody in the community found out, they would not help him burn it down. That's a burden on the community that you're taking.
It's a very good analogy.
Yeah, so it's Benchmark Insurance, insureinvestors.com, 281-569-4353. They do all the insurance that you need for investors, but it's not just as investors. If you want your personal home covered, if you want your personal autos covered, if you want a commercial general liability business, if you're, a general contractor, if you're a handyman, if you're an air conditioning guy, if you're a plumber, if you need any kind of general liability insurance, they can help you with that as well. So is there any type of insurance you don't do? You don't do health insurance,
I don't do
right?
health insurance,
right.
but we write life insurance. We write commercial insurance, commercial auto. There's nothing that we can't write.
So you don't write health insurance and you don't write long-term care, I bet, right?
Long-term care, I have some references there.
Yeah.
But, anything property-related, anything casualty-related, we can write. Our rates are phenomenal here in Texas. As you know,
Yeah.
our property rates are as low as they can be. And we're constantly negotiating the best rates every year. So.
Okay, you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. Give them a call. Benchmark Insurance, 281-569-4353.
Thank you.
On the day I was born, the nurses all gathered round, and they gazed in wide wonder at the joy they had found.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes or binders? The agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. We're here for you. Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper? Bundling your properties on a single policy will help save time and money. Benchmark has been in business for over 10 years, and we insure over 30,000 properties. Contact Benchmark about our exclusive investor package. Call us and let us show you what we can do for you at 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com. That's benchmarkbroker.com. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties. Whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab, we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Over the last 6 years, Fast Track has completed over 700 projects, which has helped us to create our 3 keys to success. Use a detailed scope of work so that everything gets done, train and maintain quality crews so it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets done fast.
No more managing it yourself, no more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992. Again, that's 832-742-9992, or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Hello, real estate investors. Do you need a lender that moves fast at the speed of a jet to fund your investment properties? Jet Lending will help you purchase properties quickly with as little cash out of pocket as possible. Jet Lending also sets up a repair escrow fund to help you with repair costs. Jet Lending has originated over 2,000 loans in Texas, valued at over $250 million. Jet Lending will help you evaluate your deals for free and give you feedback on value, cost of repairs, and potential loan amount. Jet Lending is your fast and friendly hard money source for first-time investors and seasoned professionals. Call 281-872-7800 or email us at info@jetlending.com. Oh, and don't forget about our famous Third Wednesday Super Investor Networking Meeting. Lots of fun, lots of great real estate talk. We'll see you there.
Are you expecting to close accurately, on time, and with lots of communication on your home purchase? You've come to the right place. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer with Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Our goal is to give our borrowers and referral partners an amazing experience during the loan process. My team believes in putting people and culture before results. Our company concentrates on building those teams who operate with structure, process, and recognition for going the extra mile for you. This way, we have the energy to make this your best home purchase ever. Give us a call today to find out the simple steps to get started. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, the Hernandez team at Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Jennifer.legacymutual.com or call 713-579-3611. Again, Jennifer.legacymutual.com. We can't wait to consult with you soon. NMLS 514497.
Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. NMLS 514497.
This is Business 1110.
Gotta wait for the drum riff, right? Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. And we did a quick change during the break. And I'm now joined with Brandon with Foundation Check, 346-702-3825. So I know that you've been slammed.
Yes.
with and that's always a good thing, right? I mean, growth is good,
yep.
And business growth is even better, right? Sure. And so what's been going on in the Houston marketplace with foundations? They've been moving a little, right? Because we've been going from a massive amount of moisture to drought to moisture again, which means that the grounds are just expanding and contracting and expanding and contracting. And so what does that do to our foundations?
Yeah, I mean, just puts a lot of distress on them. We've gotten a lot of calls recently and done a lot of evaluations. Just because I think it's the summer months, people are out there seeing their grounds start to crack, and they're starting to see some distress in their brick line. But yeah, we've been out there doing 2-3 appointments a day and just have been completely swamped. And we're trying to get to everybody as quickly as possible and turn the reports as quickly as possible. But our summer months are our busiest months traditionally.
Right.
It just inherently, I think everybody thinks summer's here, and then they just visually go, "Oh my gosh, what about my foundation?"
Right.
Well, you should have been worried about your foundation all 12 months,
right.
not just the summer months.
Right.
But yeah, the soils right now we're expanding a lot. We've had a lot of rainfall.
We've had a lot of rainfall in the last couple of weeks.
I mean, just in July alone, I think we're at 4 inches plus for the month, and I think we're a little bit 2-3 inches above total rainfall for the year. So, but once again, as you mentioned before, it's about we had the drought a couple of months ago, went a little bit below, and now we've had a lot of rainfall coming through. So those soils are moving. We are seeing some expansion and some traction going on, and hopefully we're getting to the root cause of some of the problems that are occurring and getting the reports done, whether it's an investment property. We talked about a little bit about a townhouse complex that we're working on. Today we're out doing a small apartment building.
Wow.
It's our 4th apartment, I think, this year. So the apartment buildings are a little more different than single.
But the apartment buildings, is it more of a tree issue that's close to the foundation, or is it something else?
No, it's the same distress that goes on. I mean, a slab is a slab, concrete is concrete.
Right.
The same distress from an evaluation standpoint. It's a little harder for us because we've got to be able to get access to all the units, all the tenants. Oof. And for our residential construction, we prefer the light construction. So we're, our maximum's 2 stories, 3 stories, right in that area. Anything above 3 stories, we're going to pass that off. But our expertise is obviously.
You want to do a 50-story office building?
That's not us.
Yeah, right. So. Get some other engineers involved on that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, go direct to the engineer instead of So we were talking at Base Camp on Thursday night. And Scott, one of our students, was bringing up this particular situation. So he's a landlord. He's got this tenant in place. tenants reporting some foundation movement, and it's also creating, they think, some underground plumbing issues. And he was talking about, hey, what would you do? And he's had 2 or 3 different foundation companies out there giving bids. And I said, well, I wouldn't start with that. I'd start with foundation check.
Sure.
So that we can find out, is it off an inch? Is it off 3 inches? Is it off 5 inches? What's going on? And he says, well, how much do I have to move the tenant out in order to do it? How much do I do with the tenant in place? And I said, if you've got a good tenant in place, one of the things is if it depends on, is it heaving? Or is it falling, right?
Sure.
And so if it's heaving, that's one problem. You could have a broken pipe, fix the broken pipe, maybe it goes back over time. You don't really have to do anything. But until foundation check gets out there, it's like I don't have enough data to make a recommendation. It's a little bit like, remember doctors used to say, hey, how are you feeling? What's going on? They'd listen and make a diagnosis in their mind, and then they'd go do lab work, and they had a pretty good idea what they thought it was, and then they would confirm it with the lab work, right? Nowadays, it seems like medicine is done a little differently. They look at the lab work first, and then they might listen to you later, right?
Sure.
And with this, it's like this is the lab work of what's really going on. And so the tenant can be saying, well, this is what I see happening. Okay, great, but I don't really, without the data, it's hard to see. Is it 2 inches? Is it 3 inches? Is it 4 inches? Because depending on how far it is, rising, falling, or whatever, that's going to give me a different idea of what. And I even came up with this idea. I wouldn't do it if it was vacant. I'd want to go ahead and fix it, right? Yep. And when I say fix, bring it to within building tolerance. That's the fix, right?
That's correct.
But I might just want to stabilize it to keep it, like if it's shrinking, for example, just stabilize it from falling any lower, not necessarily lift it, because then if I fix the plumbing, because lifting can actually do, and what he was asking is, how much damage can the foundation repair itself do? And the answer is quite a bit, potentially. Can do flooring damage, can do wall damage, things like that. So I may want to stabilize it so I don't have to go in and replace the floors while the tenant's there, or have to go in and do the painting and the sheetrock. I don't want to paint when a tenant's there, because I don't want to, it's always a risk of overspray on their stuff, just the inconvenience, the smell, they're allergic to, the fumes, whatever it is, asthma, because it's like, oh my gosh, I think all the liability, right? Sure. So what's your thought about that, just stabilizing it?
Yeah, first and foremost, when we come out and we do the evaluation and then we look at the data, because you're correct, the lab results, those numbers do not lie.
They do not.
You can visually
it's
see
math.
it.
Right.
It is, and you can visually see the performance of your foundation with our report. You've seen the AutoCAD drawings.
Yep.
And I, talking to Scott a little bit in his situation, that customer is a little bit different because, and our goal is to have a cure to fix over long term.
Correct.
And we prefer not to do peer work.
Right.
Nobody wants to because especially if you got to go in the interior part and do interior piers.
Correct.
Anytime that you're adjusting a foundation up or down, you're going to have the ability to potentially cause more damage, as you talked about.
Residual damage, right.
So, in Scott's
number
case,
one, you got to find out if there's a plumbing issue, right? Because if there's an underground plumbing issue, that's got to be fixed. No ifs, ands, or buts.
And once again, the data probably will tell us that. Because we'll see traditionally, we just did a job the other day that, the home was pretty decent. But in the back part of the property, we had a 2-inch drop roughly, and it was all right there by the bathroom. The home was pretty good, but just by that bathroom, we say, hey, look, you see, we have 3 different data points, and all of a sudden, boom, we go to a bowl right here in the bathroom,
which means probably erosion, right?
Well, I believe it's probably a cracked sewer pipe,
right?
And you've got that moisture there that's losing the integrity, and who knows what's underneath that? So you got to come in there, do the hydrostatic test, and see what is going on and go forward from there. So.
Right. Okay, so you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. Our call-in number, if you want to ask any questions, is 713-785-1817. This is Build Your Team Tuesday. FoundationCheck.com is in the house. That's Foundation Check. So Foundation Check doesn't do any foundation repairs. They're an unbiased third-party, like engineering company, to go out and give a real evaluation of what's going on with the foundation. So you can take that information and make a informed decision, because peers are not always the solution. Yep. Sometimes it might involve root walls. Sometimes it might involve drainage. Sometimes it might involve fixing some underground plumbing. Sometimes it might involve some gutter situations going on, things like that, right?
All those factor into play. Some of our reports, we talked about the soaker hoses in the past. We talked about the pets that dig up in the backyard, and then we got pooling around the house. People, there could be a variety of different things that causes distress on a foundation, and hopefully our report will give you that. It's not only, hey, your slab is up or down, but let's really kind of get to the nuts and bolts on what potentially is causing it to move.
In my own personal house, we started seeing, I had a house, built it 20-something years ago. The builder always puts a live oak tree right in the front, and it's a relatively small tree. And, we made the mistake early on, like, we wanted this little tree to grow faster, so deep root feeding and all of that. Yeah, it's like we want a good, healthy tree and keeping it pruned. And now it's a beautiful tree in the front yard, and guess what? It's sucking a lot of water.
Yep.
And so water's migrating. So we noticed, like in the entryway, we had fresh tile right there and started seeing some cracking in the grout and things like that. Rather than putting piers in, that's one solution, we decided, hey, let's put a root wall.
Sure.
Let's keep the water from migrating from underneath. And guess what? That solved the problem.
Yep.
And so now it might have been cheaper to go in and put 2 or 3 piers in, but it would have temporarily fixed. But we went to the, no pun intended, the root cause of the problem, right? We didn't treat the symptoms, we treated the cause.
Right.
And so oftentimes if you just get to treating the cause, that makes all the difference in the world. So it's Foundation Check, 346-702-3825. Their solutions are not just putting in piers or pilings. The solution's also looking at what's creating the cause, what's creating the situation, so they can give you some alternative solutions to the traditional foundation repair.
Yep, absolutely. And it's designed to be...
All right, the third segment is going to be live.
It is? Okay, cool.
And Carl's on the phone.
Oh, great.
Whether you're owner-occupied or even, as a real estate
So that goes live at 38, right?
Here and hopefully
yeah.
Okay.
Well, depending on if this segment goes off at the right time. It looks like it's going to be actually right on time, 34. So, yeah, 38 will come back.
What's your thought about that in Houston, Texas?
Well, that sounds like a bad investor. And, obviously a lot of money can be made if you purchase a property that's in distress that has foundation. Because that seller traditionally probably knows he or she can see the cracks in the wall, and then you if you're a savvy investor, if you're involved in your mastermind group, you're able to take that person and say, hey, look, I know what to do with this foundation. I know how to fix it correctly. And then whether you're going to flip the home or put a tenant in it, whatever it may be long term, you're able to get that asset back up and going. So,
right.
And be cost effective at it. So.
Absolutely. So one more time, it's foundationcheck.com, foundationcheck.com, 346-702-3825. Be patient. They've been really, really busy because they're worth the wait. If you can't get them on the phone, then text them. So you can also text 346-702-3825. Foundation Check for all your foundation needs. Give them a call. Thanks for coming in, man.
All right, Tom. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Do you have cracks in your brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you unnecessary pier work, but we are in the business of evaluating your foundation. Our product is designed for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825. Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com.
Are you a realtor or seller that is concerned about the new TRID rules and closing on time? I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer at Legacy Mutual Mortgage, and we have mastered the 30-day close. We close on time, accurately, and with tons of communication. You'll have a dedicated team of a coordinator and a contract-to-close associate. Give me a call today at 713-579-3611, and let's talk about how we can help you on your next transaction. NMLS 514497.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes, binders, and the agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. It's there for you. Call Houston's leading real estate risk management experts, Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas, 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Taxes. Just the sound of that word makes people cringe. At Anderson Advisors, we provide tax reduction through asset protection for real estate investors throughout the country. Our unique philosophy has CPAs, lawyers, bookkeepers, and estate planners with one common goal, helping you, the real estate investor. Check us out today at AndersonAdvisors.com, and don't forget to tell us you heard about us at Right Path Real Estate.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give NextGen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Did you know that there are over $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S.? Imagine if you could use someone's IRA to fund all of your deals. Well, you can. Quest IRA is based locally here in Houston, Texas. At Quest IRA, we offer retirement accounts that can be used to invest in real estate, promissory notes, private entities, and much more. Many of our clients loan money from their IRAs to fund real estate deals all over the country. We don't sell any investments or give advice. However, we do hold free networking events, weekly educational classes, and free consultations with an IRA specialist. For more information, visit our website at questira.com or call us at
15 seconds.
Fund IRAs. To tap into the $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S., call Quest IRA at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or go to our website, questira.com.
This is Business 1110.
All right, hot mics.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. So want to go to Carl on the call-in hotline, Anderson Advisors. Carl, what's up? How are you, man?
Good. How y'all doing this morning?
Doing really well, thanks. So rightpathap.com, 1-800-706-4741. That's 1-800-706-4741. So what would you say to the new guy getting started?
What would I say to the new guy getting started? I would say make sure you do it right from the beginning so you don't have to do it twice. So
absolutely.
Whether that be knowing what kind of deal you're getting into, knowing how to protect yourself, knowing your best tax strategy. It's always, the old saying, do it right or do it twice. And when it comes to real estate investing, of course, doing it twice usually means blowing your profit away. So
you know, in construction, it's measure twice, cut once, right?
Yeah.
And then I think when it comes down to legal stuff, you can do it right or you can do it over. And, a lot of times what I feel like is that people want to, they want to play small ball in business is what I say. And for example, you and I have both met landlords, right? That they're like, well, how many properties should I have before I, hire a property manager? And it's like, well, have you ever done property management before? Well, no. Are you an expert at that? Well, no. Do you think you're a 10 at that? Well, no. Then why would you ever start doing that, right? Oh, yeah, I get your point. So the same thing when it comes to setting up a business. Have you ever set up a business before? No. Do you think there might be some legal and some accounting things that you don't know in terms of the proper way to set it up? Yeah, so why would you do that on your own? And that's essentially what you're saying, right? Set it up correctly on the front end, and then you can maintain it long term. And do you find that people's tax strategies change over time?
Absolutely. And then we talk about this fairly frequently on the show here is that, your tax strategy is going to change depending when you need to be lendable. So where in the year where I may not be looking to necessarily acquire a bunch of properties, I may not want to take a salary from my business, but on years where I do know that I need to get a loan, then I'm definitely going to want to show some income on a W-2 so that the bank's comfortable lending to me. So tax strategies change over time. They change over, they could change over a course of months or a course of years. But businesses, just like real estate investing, is an always changing landscape on the overall. Maybe for some reason we don't know what's going to happen with, general Mother Nature or anything like that. So, maybe at some point it makes sense that you want to hop out of Texas and go do some investing in Louisiana or Oklahoma or even farther away, or say, let's hope on the good side everything's sunshine and roses in Texas, and all of a sudden you want to go all in and do 27 properties in 1 year. You don't want to be dealing as an investor. You want to be working on your deals. You don't want to be working on the back end stuff, meaning making sure your entity's compliant, making sure that everything's set up from the tax perspective, worrying about if something happens to you and you don't have an estate plan in place. There's just all sorts of things. So when like we were talking, measure twice, cut once kind of a deal, you want to make sure you're building on a solid foundation as well. So we want to say, that's why I say it's important to start out right and start out working off something solid versus, building your business on top of a pile of sand. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know that you've helped literally hundreds and thousands of people set up their real estate investing business and all other types of business as well. What are some of the mistakes that you see that people that have done stuff on their own on the front end, and then you go, oh man, if only they had known what you teach them, what would they do differently?
So there's a couple things. So number one is they're putting multiple businesses or multiple properties into one entity. Now, some of that has to do with your risk tolerance, right? So although you can put multiples in one entity, we've seen people come across that, have 30, 40 properties in one entity. And what a lot of folks don't realize is if something happens on one of those properties, all of those properties in that entity are at risk. So like I said, sometimes it does make sense depending on risk tolerance, but, kind of the gold standard is to put one property per LLC. So I always like to talk about, look at your hand, like we're drawing the turkey in elementary school, is if I've got a property and each of the fingers are LLCs, I can stand to lose a finger, but if I've got all my properties in my palm and something happens, then, like they say in Armageddon, the movie, then your wife's opening your ketchup bottles for the rest of your life. So it's one of those things. It's like it does deal with some risk tolerance, but the I guess frustrating and part for us is when we come to people and they went to their CPA and the CPA just says, or their attorney, and they just say, oh yeah, put it in an LLC, and then you've got, some folks have come in with, over $1 million in one LLC just sitting there. They'd have been happy to pay for multiple LLCs, but the problem becomes is they just didn't know. The second thing is, and the most common thing we see, is that people are doing business out of an LLC, which is good, but they're holding rental properties, and they're holding flip properties in the same LLC, which basically means we all agree you should pay your fair share of taxes, but basically what you're doing is you're turning some of your passive entities or things that you don't have to pay the 15.3 self-employment tax on into taxable income. So why do that? And the issue really becomes the same thing as the example before, is that people don't even know they're doing it. They rely on professionals who may not do what they do, and they've set them up in such a way that they either, if a CPA set them up, normally it's from the CPA's point of view, so usually there's a lot of entities with a lot of tax returns, or if they went to an attorney to have them set it up, usually it's one entity with a lot of different things in it, so that there's liability protection in place, but there's not that tax side. So it's really what we do is a combination so that we can take a broad look and look at the different and consider those different things to get you the best of both worlds.
Okay. So Brian asked a question in the Book of Faces. It says, Tom, what are the differences in Patton Law Firm and Anderson just from your perspective? And, well, Patton Law Firm specializes in contract law as it relates to buying and selling real estate, because Patton Law Firm is the law firm that's linked to Texas American Title, so they do a lot of title work and those kind of things. Whereas Anderson Consulting, they really are setting up your entities, trying to balance the three-legged stool between a CPA, the law, and you're trying to do the liability versus your taxability versus your bankability. So if you show that you write everything off and you have zero income coming in, then that makes it difficult to be bankable. So Anderson Advisors, based on your goals, like what we're talking about right now, Patton Law Firm doesn't do anything like that. If you have a contract on a particular piece of property, or if you see, a deed, or you're trying to track down, what's the legal, how do you design an airship affidavit, those kind of things. Carl, y'all aren't experts in airship affidavits, right? That's
Not airship affidavits. We do estate planning, though, but no, not airship affidavits.
Yeah, so Patton Law Firm is going to be specialists in almost everything related to contracts, related to specific pieces of property, and related to title work. So anything related to that, which are going to be, and sometimes it comes in, like we've got a particular piece of property right now that a gentleman that passed away put a property into a trust, and he was named as the trustee and the executor. So when he died, then there's nobody running the trust and no subsequent, backup people or anything like that. So he set up basically a bad trust. But now that becomes not necessarily a legal issue from a trust standpoint. It becomes a legal issue from a title standpoint. So all of those kind of title-related questions, I would go to Patton Law Firm. If I were setting up a trust, I'd go to Anderson Advisors.
Yeah, that's a great distinction, and the good news about that guy is trusts don't fail simply because they don't have a trustee, but chances are when he set it up, he didn't think he'd have to go to court to actually name a new one. So yeah, like you said, where Patton Law Firm sounds like what they're going to do is make sure that the deal gets done. We're here to help you execute your strategy. So a lot of you folks, a lot of folks out there come through different people who help you learn how to do the deal and make the deal work. We're here to help you execute the best strategy behind the scenes and take some of that almost clerical type work off your plate so you can spend more time focusing on the deal versus focusing on, did I get what I paid for, meaning is my entity actually going to protect me, and are my taxes in the right spot so that I'm not leaving money on the table. Because some of the, you know as well as anybody else, sometimes when you go into the deal, the percentages are there, and by the end, you're kind of holding on by your fingertips. And so if you're giving away more taxes on the back end than you even needed to, then you're really holding on by your fingertips and hoping for the best. So, like I said, we're mostly here. We're here to, number one, we do what we preach. Number two is we're here to help you execute your plan with whoever you're working with as your coach or somebody, or where you learn to do your plan. And if we come across something when you talk to us that's a red flag, we let you know. We don't just let you walk into the open pit without saying something. If it's something you want to do or something you want to try and you understand the risk, then great. But we're here to help you execute your plan.
Yeah, so one more thing just to add to that is getting specific about the kind of things that you do. You put an overall arching plan together, and then you help with entity formations, you help with asset protection planning, you help with tax planning, you help with any wills, trust, retirement planning, those kind of things. And none of those things are things that Patton would do. They're primarily going to be contracts for individual pieces of property. So it's rightpathap.com. That's rightpathap.com. In fact, you can go to the rightpathap.com website right now, and you can click to get an Invisible Investor Strategy ebook, and it's 3 steps to create an invisible investor strategy. And then you can also get a free consultation. There's information there about what makes Anderson unique, and all the different things that they do and what they can do to help you and how you can create your own opportunities. So go to rightpathap.com or give them a call, 1-800-706-4741. That's 1-800-706-4741. Any last words, Carl?
Nope. It's for, like you said, it's a free consult. So what do you got to lose?
Yeah, perfect. It's a free consult. So Brian just asked the question, do they have any insight on costs on their website? Well, the first consultation is free, and then they'll get into all the costs. It's going to really depend on how large your plan is. If you're trying to set up to just do 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 rental properties, that's going to be different than if you're going to try and, buy 100 different properties over the next year and you want 100 different LLCs. They even have a plan for that as well with unlimited LLCs. So you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio, and it's rightpathap.com, rightpathap.com, 1-800-706-4741. Thanks for being on the show, Carl.
Thanks for having me.
Mike's off.
I missed that by a minute.
Hi, Clint Coons here, attorney and
no worries, it's all good.
Investor.
Yeah.
You know, the greatest mistake real estate investors make is not understanding the potential liability that exists from owning real estate. At Anderson Business, Legal, and Tax Advisors, we specialize in protecting real estate investors in all 50 states. In addition to structuring your business for optimum protection, we provide guidance so you pay the least amount of taxes available under the law. We have 150 employees that range from lawyers to CPAs to estate planners and much more. Download our free ebook, The Invisible Investor Strategy, today at AndersonAdvisors.com or call for a free risk reduction analysis and financial blueprint at 800-706-4741. Anderson Business Advisors will help you keep more of what you earn. Call us today at 800-706-4741 and mention Right Path Real Estate.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties, whether it's a flip, rehab, or a rental rehab. No more managing it yourself. No more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992.
Hello, real estate investors. Do you need a lender that moves fast at the speed of a jet to fund your investment properties? Jet Lending will help you purchase properties quickly with as little cash out of pocket as possible. Jet Lending also sets up a repair escrow fund to help you with repair costs. Jet Lending is your fast and friendly hard money source for first-time investors and seasoned professionals. Call 281-872-7800 or email us at info@jetlending.com.
Real estate investors, if you're not familiar with Quest IRA, let me tell you what you're missing.
1 minute.
We've got free weekly educational classes, networking opportunities, and the ability to tap into trillions of dollars for your real estate investing deals. Come by our office or join us remotely as we simulcast all of our educational classes every Tuesday morning and evening. For more information, call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or visit our website at questira.com.
Selecting a foundation company and their product for repair is a lot like a game of chance. You simply don't know what you're going to get. The foundation repair industry as a whole doesn't carry a license, nor is it regulated. However, Foundation Check utilizes professional engineers to review all of our files to give you the best foundation analysis in today's market. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3855 or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com.
This is Business 1110.
All right, hot mics.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio. 713-785-1817. Hey, you know what I can tell you is real estate's really simple. In fact, the people are simple. All you really need to understand is that there's 4 ways that you make money in real estate. You can buy and hold, you can buy, fix, and flip, you can wholesale, and you can be the lender. You can be the bank. And then there's sub-strategies within each one of those in terms of marketing and things like that. But at the end of the day, when people want to add real estate to their investing portfolio, some people want to do it actively, like the A&E, flip this house shows or things like that. Or some people want to do it passively. And what we want to let you know is that we have a place for all types of real estate investors, whether you want to do it actively, whether you want to do it passively, whether you want to learn how to buy, fix, and flip, whether you want to learn how to wholesale, whether you want to learn how to buy and hold, or even be in the bank. We can teach you each of those different strategies and the pros and cons and the price ranges and the marketing strategies and the sales strategies. We can teach all of that. And some people that we teach do it full-time. Some people do it part-time. Some people are looking to just make an extra $1,000 a month. And some people are looking to do a lot more than that. One of our students in the last 11 months has added over $1 million to his net worth and over $11,000 a month to his monthly income. What kind of difference would that kind of change make in your life? And I've always learned that if someone can do something like that, if I learn the things that they know, couldn't I get the same kind of results if I put the same kind of plan together? And the answer is yes and absolutely. So the good news is there is a plan in place. There's a pathway that you can take to take your family's financial future wherever you want it to go. And all you need to do is go to rightpathrealestate.com. That's just rightpathrealestate.com. And you can register for a free event. Check it out. Kick the tires. See if it's for you. See if it's what you're looking for.
1 minute.
We talk about all the different pros and cons. Almost everything in life, there's a cost for doing something and there's a cost for not doing something. And oftentimes, I used to be involved in the vitamin supplement business, and people would say, well, how much do these vitamins cost? And I said, if you take them or if you don't. And there's a cost for taking action and there's a cost for not. Oftentimes, not taking action is the most costly thing we can ever do in our life. Go to rightpathrealestate.com, rightpathrealestate.com. Register for our free event. I'll be doing it myself this evening at 6 o'clock. Register. Go to rightpathrealestate.com or give us a call, 281-888-9555, 281-888-9555. Thanks so much for listening, guys. Jason, I'll be in the studio tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.